Just gently wrapping the rib cage towards the right. Good. Come back to center arm, tall. Exhale, gentle twist to the left. Right hand, left knee. Press down to the left fingertips to draw the spine long. Exhale, gentle rotation to the left. One more round of breath. Inhale to lengthen and exhale, maybe a gentle deepening. Come back to center. And then roll over your legs however you want to get there, child's pose. Face down towards the mat. Connect your big toes together. Send your knees wide and reach your fingertips long in front of you. Forehead into the earth. Squeeze your fingertips into the mat. And begin your Ujjayi breath if you haven't already. Inhale deeply through the nose. Exhale brilliantly through the nose. Take this moment to create a little constriction in the back of the throat, allowing your breath to sound like a tidal wave. Press your fingertips into the mat, lift your palms, and then use your fingertips as leverage to draw your hips a little closer to your heels and melt your arms down towards the earth. A little stretch for the side body and the teres major right behind the shoulder, right under the shoulder. Inhale, rise to tabletop, shoulders over wrists, knees under hips, and then just find some movement here. It can be same day to day, it can be different, each day is different, so take a little time to explore here. And then come back to a neutral spine. I need to walk away from the wall for this one. Send your right knee back, your right leg back, and dial your right pinky toe towards the earth, so nice square hips. Inhale, press your heel back, find length, and exhale, right leg out to 90 degrees. You can put a bend in your knee if you're like, what is that? And then gently draw your right foot down to the ground, so it's at a 45 degree angle. Your hips are in one line with the heel, okay? A little hard to see on this side, I do apologize. Press your right inner hip down towards the earth. Maybe your right forearm comes down if you have the space, just gently awakening through the right adductors, your inner thigh. Gently come back up, reach your right arm high, roll the wrist in a circle, one direction and then the other. Exhale, thread the needle, right shoulder down, right cheek down. If that's not accessible, some days it's not for me, your right forearm can come down parallel to the top of your mat. If you can get your cheek and shoulder down, awesome. And if you'd like to add on, left arm can come around. But don't worry about forcing it. Don't worry about working too hard right here. Just worry about working smartly. So press your right foot down and hug it towards yourself. Unwinding on the inhale, right arm reaches tall, another gentle twist, wrist twist, and then right hand comes down. Inhale, lift your right leg up, little pulse up for 4. Your right abductors working, 2 and 1. Right leg behind you. Inhale, left arm forward for bird dog. Long breath in. Exhale, elbow to knee, chin to chest. Lift the back of your heart to the sky. 2 more times like that. Inhale, press the air away. Exhale, elbow to knee, round it in. One more time. Inhale, like you're moving through thick air. Exhale, pull in. Inhale, back to your bird dog. Exhale, tabletop, knees, hands down. One round of cat-cow here. Exhale, cat, chin to chest. Puff the back of your heart to the sky. Inhale, cow pose. Drop the belly, lift the gaze, arch into the low back. Upper spine, rather. Come back to neutral. Inhale, lift your left leg long behind you. Dial your left inner thigh down. So notice if we just extend our toes are kind of out on a 45. See if you can wrap the inner thigh towards the sky. Notice how your hip tips then point the same direction. Exhale, send your left leg out, 45 in line with the hip, and then gently lower the foot down to the earth. Take that moment really gently to kind of warm into that stretch. So draw your left hip towards the ground, draw your right hip back, and maybe your left forearm comes down. If there's too much pulling on the inner thigh, you don't have to go all the way. You can stay lifted right here. This can be very intense. Go ahead and come back up. Left arm high, clockwise rotation of the hand, counterclockwise rotation. And exhale, thread the needle with wide leg variation. Left cheek, left shoulder down. Please remember, left forearm can come down if that's not accessible, okay? And then your add-on, should you choose, right hand up and around. It's early, so no worries. Squeeze your heel towards your right knee. Preparing to release. Inhale, press down through the right hand, left hand sweeps tall, little rotation. And then left hand down. Ready for the fun part. Inhale, lift your left leg high, pulse up for 3, 2, 1. Left leg behind, almost outer hips. Right hand reaches forward for your bird dog. Realign your hips. Breath in. Nice, Susan. Exhale, elbow to knee, chin to chest, round. Inhale, bird dog, reach, kick through the air. Exhale, elbow to knee, wrap the core in. One more time, press forward, kick back. Exhale, pull in. Inhale, find length. Exhale, tabletop. One more round of cat-cow. Exhale, cat pose. Press down to the finger pads and knuckles. Inhale, cow, drop the belly, look high. Neutral tabletop. Hover your knees off the earth for hovering tabletop. So toes curl under, hug your inner thighs together, and hover your knees off the ground, maybe just an inch. Puff the back of the heart to the sky. We have a little fun here. Take your right knee to a 90-degree angle, sole of foot to the sky, pulse for 4, 3. Hug your hip tips together, 2, and 1. Inhale, 3-leg dog. Right heel rises, and breathe. Take a moment to settle in. Press evenly through both hands. Maybe draw your chin to your chest and check out your left toes. Maybe you'll lift them to get a calf stretch. It's early, so don't worry too much. And if you need to bend your left knee, please do. Inhale. Exhale, downward facing dog, first down dog, pedal it out. Maybe sway side to side. And then settle into your down dog. Bend your knees a bit. Arch your tailbone up and then away towards the front of the room. Inhale, come forward, high plank. Walk your feet in 2 steps. Hovering tabletop. Squeeze your inner thighs towards one another. Bend into your left knee. Sole of foot to the sky. Pulse up for 4. Hug into the outer hip. 3, 2, 1. Inhale, 3-leg dog. Breathe. Allow the stretch to occur from the right calf through hamstring. Remember, bending the knee will release that a little bit more. Dial your left pinky toe down. Inhale from finger to left heel. Exhale, downward facing dog. Light pedal, side to side. 1 foot at a time, or both. One more time with that funness. Inhale, come forward, high plank. Walk your feet in 2 steps. Hover your knees off the ground, floating tabletop. Floating cow pose. Look up, draw your tailbone high to the sky, wrap your shoulder blades behind your heart. Exhale, hovering cat. Knees stay hovered, they stay lifted. Shrug the shoulders. Inhale, hovering cow pose. You can do this. Exhale, downward facing dog. Woo, we're there. Big breath in. Ujjayi breath out. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, top of your mat for fold. Take a bunch of little steps to get there. Feet hips width distance apart or wider. You know the drill. If you need more from the stretch of the back line of the legs, you can take your feet to the edges of your mat. Wherever you are, bend your knees generously. Allow the back of your head to be supple and the top of your head to be heavy. Open and close your mouth a couple times. Nod your head yes, shake it no. And then release your fingers towards the earth. Heel toe your feet together. Big toes connect. Leave a little space through the heels. Bend your knees a lot. Draw your chin to your chest. And on your inhale, round the spine to stand, stacking vertebra upon vertebra. Nice alley. Roll your shoulders into your ears and then together and down your back, lifting through the heart. Take your hands together at heart center, thumbs to your heart. Close your eyes or soften your gaze to your index fingers. This is your time to select your intention for practice, maybe for the rest of your week. Maybe it's to be a little more mindful in your thought and your actions. Maybe it's something completely different, but I'll offer up mindfulness today. So often we rush through our day, our moments, just trying to get to the next moment, and then when that's here, we're on to the next thing. So let's be a little present in this moment and take our time with it. Inhale through the nose. Big breath through the nose, out. Inhale, mountain pose. Reach your fingertips high, lift your eyelids, find your strong, courageous breath. Roll your shoulders down your back, lengthen your tailbone towards the earth, and then get really, really small with your front ribs. So see if you can buckle them down and in. Breath in. Exhale, half moon variation to the right. It's going to look like this today, ladies. Go ahead and grab your left wrist. Your left foot will step behind and diagonal to your right. Reach up and over, all right? That's why we need to be mindful today. It's kind of tricky when we're flowing. So just really pay attention, be here in this moment, okay? Inhale, come back to center mountain pose. Exhale, side body stretch. Right leg comes behind left. See if you can take your left armpit slightly forward. Maybe you gaze up at your right elbow or to the ceiling. Inhale, mountain pose. Exhale, gentle back bend. Wrap the shoulder blades together under your heart, elbows to squeeze. Inhale, mountain pose. Exhale, forward fold. Bend your knees. Ride the breath all the way down. Inhale, halfway lift and pause. This is your reset. Knees soft bend, hands to your shins or to your quads. Arch to the low spine, kind of like your cow pose. It'll make your muscles around your spine cinch together and work a little harder to support your structure. Exhale, high plank. Hands under shoulders, step back. And breathe. Be present in this moment. We usually want to go right to the next move, the next place when we're in plank, but I want you to stay here with your breath. Press your heels back. Squeeze your inner thighs towards one another. Inhale, hinge forward, shoulders past your fingers to your tippy toes. Exhale, bend your elbows 90 degrees or less. They're in your rib cage. Hold for 4. Option for the knees. Come all the way down to the ground in 2 and 1. Lower. I'm going to scoot back a little bit. Hands under your chest or under your shoulders. Take your toes to the outside edges of your mat. I'm going to turn this down just a little bit. Root your toenails into the ground so much that your kneecaps lift. On the inhale, we'll lift the back of the heart for wide leg cobra. Squeeze your elbow tips together behind you. On the exhale, lower your chin to the earth, but lift your knees, your feet off the ground. Hold here. Squeeze the outer glutes in. Make sure the glute max is working. Maybe even give yourself a good little poke. It's your own booty. It's okay. Inhale, toes down. Roll your shoulders back to lift your heart. We'll do that a couple more times to warm up through the posterior chain, the back line. And your next option on the exhale to lift your feet is to reach your hands forward like Superman. So we can put that all together here. Inhale, hands under shoulders, toes down. Lift the back of your heart. Exhale, lift your toes. Press your hands forward, Superman. Find your variation. We have 2 more. Inhale, lift the back of your heart. Exhale, reach forward, Superman. Last one here. Inhale, wide leg cobra. Lift your kneecaps. Exhale, wide leg Superman. Inhale, come on back to cobra. Exhale, chin to the earth. Draw your feet back to hips width distance apart. Inhale, tabletop. Exhale, child's pose. We're going to take a little breather into the low back after that one. Inhale into the low back where the kidneys live, create space in the SI joints. And big Ujjayi breath out to calm the mind. Inhale, rise to tabletop, stack your joints. Curl your toes under, exhale, downward facing dog. Let's flow through our sun A. You have the option for high to low plank with up dog. Feel free to add that cobra. Feel free to hold your high plank, but wherever you are mindfully present in that moment. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, top of your mat for fold, walker step. Inhale, halfway lift. Squeeze your shoulder blades together behind you. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, mountain pose, root to rise, reach past your fingers. Exhale, half moon variation. Grab your left wrist, right foot comes behind. Inhale, mountain pose. Exhale, half moon variation to the left, up and over. Inhale, mountain. Exhale, gentle back bend. Press your hips forward, lift your heart. Inhale, mountain. Exhale, forward fold, soft knees, flat spine, write it down. Inhale, halfway lift, drive your heart forward. Exhale, high to low plank, however that looks for you today, and you can always mix and match. Inhale, up dog, high plank or cobra, heart drives forward in up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. One more time through our sun A, breath to movement, your choice for high to low plank. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, step forward with the opposite foot. Inhale, halfway lift, squeeze your inner thighs together. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, mountain, press down, reach. Exhale, half moon variation, right armpit cycles forward. Inhale to stand. Exhale, half moon variation, left. Squeeze your inner thighs together, super important today. Inhale, mountain. Exhale, gentle back bend, squeeze shoulder blades. Inhale, mountain. Exhale, forward fold. Take a breath down. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, high to low plank. You can step back. You can float back, bend your elbows. Inhale, upward facing dog or cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Take a breath in. Huge breath out. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, forward fold, walk step. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, chair pose. Sit low, reach tall. Commit to your breath. Sit as low as you can. The arch of the low spine will be natural, and that's okay. What I don't want is that you give up squeezing into the outer glutes. You just get low thinking, I'm here, and hang out. Squeeze the outer glutes in, squeeze the inner thighs together, and see if you can squeeze the heels behind you, if that makes sense, to light up through the hamstrings. Reach your arms tall, inhale. Exhale, vertical twist to the right. Maybe goal pose to the arms today. Breathe and make sure your right hip didn't creep open, that it's still pointing towards the front of the room. Inhale, chair pose. Exhale, vertical twist to the left. Open it up, breathe. Can you sit lower? Can you hug your elbows down to engage the upper body? Inhale, chair pose. Exhale, airplane your arms and breathe. Heart drives forward, fingers fly behind you. Seal your fingers together and then squeeze the pinkies towards one another. Lift the pelvic floor and navel towards your spine. Inhale, one leg mountain, left leg rises, and breathe. So left, right heel, right hip, right shoulder and hand all in a straight line. Rather than hinging back, rather than hinging forward, we're nice and lengthening, or nice and long through the right side body. Kick your left heel forward, drop your left hip down. Big breath in. Exhale, figure four. Left ankle over right knee, hands to heart center. Find your breath and your depth. So you might stay nice and lifted. That's totally fine. You check in with what's going on through your left outer hip. Not only are we working through opening the left outer hip, we want to energize the left inner thigh. So flare your left toes and squeeze your left heel towards your right hip. So we've got strength and opening on the same part of the body. Inhale, one leg mountain rise. Exhale, crescent lunge, airplane arms. Squeeze heel to glute. Extend behind, land lightly. Settle in here, maybe straightening the right leg and then rebending, maybe even bending the left leg, but we'll get there in a moment, so you can wait on that one. Hands to hips, make sure they're pointing the same direction, and then see if you can energize your knee pit, your knee ditch, towards the sky, and that's going to help you squeeze into your left outer hip. Heart is on a 45-degree angle, hands behind you. Inhale, crescent lunge, arms tall. A couple bounces if you'd like, into the back knee too. Once again, notice the difference between this posture and this posture, right? We might not think a lot, but the hips are on a different tilt. So we want to make sure we support that tailbone and that low back by bending through the left knee. Inhale, arms high. Exhale, warrior two, open to the left. Take up a little more space if you can. Bend and straighten again. The first time through, we want to go nice and slow, seeing if we can engage the muscles, draw that mind-body connection in before we start flowing, because it's going to be a little faster, not super fast, but with your breath. So we want to have that time to be like, all right, A, B, C, D. We want to have that now. So squeeze your heels together, relax your toes, shoulders over your hips, arms out, stretch. Good. Inhale, star pose. Heels and toes out, arms tall. Every time we're here in class, it is a posture. It is a transitory posture, but it is a posture. So take the integrity that you give to every single posture, place it right here. Squeeze your heels together, lengthen your tailbone down, and lift through the crown of your head. Breathe in. Exhale, horse, goddess pose, sit down. So every time I come into this pose, I need to walk my heels a little forward because I know that my knees tend to buckle in. If you're still buckling in, even adjusting the feet, don't sit so low in your squat. Press your knees open behind you, lengthen your tailbone down, draw your hands to heart center. Feel free to move a little bit, or maybe a static hold helps you kind of calm down a little bit, but regulate the breath to keep the heart rate nice and calm. Exhale, sit lower if you have space, or stay where you are. Inhale, five-pointed star, adjust your feet a little, reach tall. Exhale, warrior two to the front. Inhale, reverse warrior, right hand high and breathe. Roll your right shoulder down, find your gaze. For this flow today, you have the option of lifting your front heel in reverse warrior. I may or may not every time, but you definitely have that option to work on calf strength. Take it or leave it. Inhale into your right lung. Exhale, low lunge, plant your right heel down, frame your left foot, swivel on the left toe mound. From here today, bend your left knee on the inhale, hold, getting a nice quad stretch, a bit of a hip flexor stretch as well. Exhale, come back to low lunge. Inhale, high plank. Exhale, high to low plank, elbows into rib cage. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, top of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. There we go. Inhale, chair pose. Technical difficulties here. Exhale, airplane arm, straight to airplane arm. Inhale, one leg mountain, right leg rises. Pause and breathe. First time here. Stack the joints, nice ladies. Flare your right toes. Pack your left outer hip up and in, and maybe leave a little micro bend in your left knee. Draw your heart up, your head up. Breathe in. Exhale, figure four, right ankle over left knee. Flare your toes and find the depth that you desire here. All right, remember the heel squeeze towards you, and then maybe even take your hand to your right inner thigh, and once you squeeze the heel in, see if you can feel that engagement. Yeah, it's nice, mind-body connection, right? Yeah. You're like, right, nice. Inhale, one leg mountain. Exhale, crescent lunge, airplane arms. Move slow, intentionally, and mindfully step back. Nice, Allie, good work. Bend and straighten, take your time. So if you have really tight calves like me, driving the right heel back a bit more, ooh, feels pretty good. You can do that here. Find the place where you need more sensation, and then hold while you breathe. Lift your belly away from the floor, roll your shoulders down your back, nice 45-degree angle in the torso. Inhale, crescent lunge, arms high, soft bend of right knee, and settle in. Take that time, adjust. Where are your hips in space? Do they need to level off? Can you lengthen your tailbone towards the ground? Whoa, and then you feel a little stretch through the right hip flexor. If you feel too much, shorten your stance. Breathe in. Exhale, warrior two, open. Surf it out again. And so we talked about the lower body on the first side. Let's talk about the upper body on this side. So shoulders over hips. So maybe sweep it forward and back. And I also like to try to stack my shoulders over my hips. To take my right hand way behind me to get my shoulders square. I know it's exaggerative, but that helps me know, oh yeah, it's a gentle twist sometimes because we're always kind of up here. If we find that exaggerative movement to the back, we might stack our shoulders a little better. Inhale, five-pointed star, heels and toes out. Exhale, horse, bend into your knees, rock side to side. Remember to protect your knees, press your knees outward. If you notice they're buckling, don't go so low. Inhale, arms high, stay low in your squat. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, arms high, still in our horse squat. Exhale, hands to heart center. One more time. Inhale, reach tall. Exhale, hands, heart, sit lower if you have the space. Inhale, five-pointed star. Exhale, warrior two to the front. Right foot adjust, left foot points forward. Inhale, reverse warrior. Right inner hip presses to the front of the room. Keep breathing. You've got it. You've got that left heel lift if you'd like. If it ever starts to cramp, feel free to not lift it. Just working on a little ankle and calf strength. Right shoulder rolls behind you. Inhale. Exhale, low lunge. Low lunge. Straighten your left foot. Inhale, bend your right knee for the quad stretch. Maybe even it comes to the ground. I find I lose that sensation when it comes to the ground. So I hovered off the earth and then drive my right hip back. Whoop, there it is. Exhale, low lunge. Inhale, high plank, silent as you can. Exhale, high to low plank. One breath down. Inhale, up dog, high plank or cobra. Nice. Exhale, downward facing dog. Take a big breath in. Open mouth, exhale for now. Slow it down however you need. Back to your yoga breath. Inhale through nose. Exhale through nose. Let's flow that one time through. Inhale, gaze forward. Exhale, top of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale for fold. Inhale, chair pose. Reach, reach, reach. As you sit low, exhale, airplane arms, heart forward. Inhale, one leg mountain, drive through the right heel. Exhale, figure four. Inhale, one leg mountain. Exhale, crescent lunge, airplane arms. Squeeze heel to glute for balance and then the extension behind. Nice, Susan. Inhale, crescent lunge. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, five-pointed star. Exhale, horse. Press knees open, walk heels in if you need. Inhale, star pose. Exhale, warrior two, right toes adjust. Inhale, reverse warrior, right heel up or not. Exhale, high to low plank, taking out that weird low lunge thing. Feel free to hold the plank, but you are breathing. Inhale wherever you are. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, look between your thumbs. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, flat back for half lift. Nice, ladies. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, chair pose. Exhale, chair plane. Inhale, one leg mountain, drive the right, left heel down this time. Exhale, figure four. Inhale, one leg. Exhale, crescent lunge, airplane arms. Even your fingers and toes are active here to help with balance. Inhale, crescent lunge, soft right knee. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, five-pointed star. Squeeze your heels together, rip up the mat. Exhale, goddess pose. Inhale, star. Exhale, two to the front. Inhale, reverse warrior, heel lift or no. Exhale, high to low plank. Windmill down, step back softly and move through. Elbows into the ribcage. Inhale, squeeze your outer hips together in up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Let's add on after a breath. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, top of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift, hug your inner thighs. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, chair pose. Exhale, prayer twist to the right. Hands to heart center, hinge forward, and then take your right elbow, left elbow, outside of your right knee. So from the front, looks kind of like this. So my knees are hugged together unless your feet are hips width distance apart and your inner thighs are still energizing. If you have a problem with that rotation, you can take your elbow in between your legs. Your elbows and wrists are in one line. Can you sit down and back just a little bit more? Inhale, chair pose. Exhale, prayer twist to the left. Hands to the heart. Inhale, hinge forward, booty back. Full exhale, come to the left. Find your breath. Drag your right hip back in space. Oh, prayer twist. Inhale, chair pose. Exhale, airplane arms. Inhale, one leg mountain, left heel rises. And then exhale, hands to heart center. Take your left knee out to a gate variation. I'll face you for this one. All right. Woo. Find your balance. Your toes can always come down. It's totally fine. We'll find just a little bit of outer hip work and inner hip work. So on the exhale, press your left knee out behind you. Feel that left outer hip really squeeze and work. On the inhale, micro movement of the left inner thigh towards the front. So it's a very small movement. It's a lot of muscle work. Exhale, press back. Inhale, squeeze in. Exhale, press back. Inhale, squeeze in. Last one. Exhale back. Inhale in. Take that into a one-leg mountain pose. Exhale, figure four. Left ankle over right knee. This will give you a little relief for that press back, right? If you want a little more, you can find gentle lowers and lifts. So it's a very small movement. Squeeze left heel towards you for the activation. And your right outer hip is like, wait, what are you doing? We'll need that too later. That's why we're doing it. Last two. And one. Inhale, one leg mountain, left leg up. I'll switch. Exhale, crescent lunge, airplane arms. Move slowly. Inhale, crescent lunge. Optional lift your right heel just for fun. Yes. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, five-pointed star, heels and toes out. Parallel your feet to the edges of your mat. Exhale, prasarita, wide leg forward, fold, and breathe. Toes and heels are in one line. And we're actively squeezing the mat together towards the midline to keep everything strong while working flexibility. You can stay in a halfway lift if you'd like. You can hinge forward, but make sure the back of your neck is nice and relaxed. Breathing into the hamstrings, yes, but it might be a little more inner thigh here. So if you feel too much pulling, you may bend your knees. You can walk your feet a little closer together. Make this feel good for you. Sensation, not pain. Inhale, halfway lift spine. Exhale, skandasana to the back. Bend your left knee And your left heel may be able to stay to the ground. I find that that really crunches into my knee. So I like to lift my heel and then find that squat. Toes up to the sky for this variation today, and your fingers can stay on the ground or you can draw them to heart center. What's non-negotiable is that your right heel presses into the earth at the same time you squeeze it back towards your face. So we're working the stretch and the strength in the same movement, the same motion. If you'd like to add on, left hand comes in front, left forearm comes to left inner knee, and right arm reaches to the sky for a gentle twist. Or you stay in first part, all good. Exhale, come back to your Skandasana. Inhale, Prasarita with a halfway lift. Exhale, low lunge to the front. Now breathe. We'll take this into a lizard pose. So try this out first. Your right foot stays where it is. Draw your right shoulder in front of your right knee. So it looks like this on this side. Here we go. I tried to change where my mat was today, and I'm finding that it's probably better facing the other way. So your lizard stretch is right here. We're squeezing in. Squeezing the inner knee onto the right shoulder to find that strength and opening through the left quad. Okay? If you're like, hey, lady, that's not for me, you can move into your runner's lunge. Totally fine. Walk your heel up, toes off the mat, 45-degree tilt. Either way, we're breathing deeply. We're making sure we're feeding the muscles that are awakening with fresh air, okay? Not stale air, not no air, not any air. English. Woo. All right. Walk it back up into your low lunge. Right hand on the outside of your right foot. Inhale, high plank. Optional chaturanga, elbows to rib cage. Inhale, up dog, high plank or cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, chair pose. Exhale, airplane arms. Inhale, chair pose. Just a little fun here. Exhale, forward fold for crow prep. Hands under your shoulders. Walk your feet 2 steps back. Bend into your elbows, knees to your elbows. Just a little moment here. You can stay right here in your little crouch, or you can begin to rock forward and back into your crow. So the secret to arm balancing is a really strong chaturanga. Notice that my elbows, I'm bent like I'm actually in a chaturanga. Elbow ditches forward, bend the elbows, and squeezing them energetically towards one another. And then the other secret is to have as much weight as you do in front of the hands as you do behind. Navel to spine, lift. Wherever you are, toes on the ground, totally fine. You have 3. Coming back to forward fold in 2 and 1, forward fold. Inhale, chair pose. Exhale, airplane arms. Inhale, one leg mountain, right leg up. Exhale, hands heart center, right knee out to gate. Remember, it's exhale, squeeze back. Inhale, hug in. So it's very small movement. You even take your hand to your inner thigh and be like, is this working? Can I feel this? It might be a little bit. Whoop, there it is. There it is. It's a squeeze back and forward. That's it. Last 2 and 1. Inhale, one leg mountain. Exhale, figure 4, right ankle over left knee, sit down and back. Are your toes active? Can you activate them for me? Squeeze your heel to your glute. And then it's little lower, little lift. Little lower, little lift. Squeezing left outer hip. Your left inner thigh is working too. Maybe even check. That's what an active inner thigh feels like. Mind-body connection. We have little things that help us remember, right? Inhale, one leg mountain. Exhale, crescent lunge, airplane arms. I will adjust. Inhale, crescent lunge, left heel may rise. Exhale, warrior 2. Inhale, 5-pointed star. Adjust your feet parallel to the edges of your mat. Exhale, Prasarita, forward fold. Stay in your flat back for a moment. Squeeze your heels together. Maybe you find just a little bit of movement side to side. Inhale, Prasarita, half lift. Exhale, Skandasana to the back. Right heel can stay up. You can draw it down. Left toes are high though. Hands to heart center or down. Squeeze heel into earth, then towards you. And that's inner thigh engagement, right? Like, there's that. I know how to make that happen in my brain. I'm a big fan of giving a little poke to make sure, as silly as it sounds. Right forearm comes into right inner knee, fingers to the ground. Inhale, left arm high for a gentle twist. Exhale, come back to Skandasana. Inhale, Parastarita with a halfway lift. Exhale, low lunge to the front. Find that lizard or runner's lunge, whatever you did on the other side. Might be able to see me a little better here. I apologize. I thought I was doing something good, but it ended up being not so great. That's okay, we learned. Squeeze left knee into left shoulder and find that engagement, that activation of the left internal part of your leg hugging into the external part of your left arm, and then you push back, right? Or runner's lunge, yeah, whatever you did on the first side. Be mindful in this moment. Be mindful of your breath and stay here rather than, this is uncomfortable, I'm going to go somewhere else. No judge, I do it too. But see if you can wrap yourself back into the breath and back into the now. Come back to your low lunge, wherever you've gone. Inhale, high plank. Exhale, high to low. Inhale, up dog, cobra, your choice. Exhale, downward facing dog. Whew. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, float through to a frog or step through. So the float kind of looks, well, I'm not a great floater, but it's a little like hop, heels on the mat, toes off to the front of your space. Yeah, Susan, great idea. I would like water too. So in some countries, this is actually how they chill. We don't do that. Babies do that. Kids do that. My son does this. And I remember seeing people in other countries doing it, and I'm like, that looks really uncomfortable. But we don't do it as Americans because we have chairs, and that's not what we do. But it's super important. It helps our low back become stronger. It helps release all the external hip, and it just gives us this other sense of balance that we're just not used to. So hang out and have a sip of water if you like. If this is not good for your knees, feel free to come into child's pose and work the inner thigh opening from that direction, or a supine frog, which is going to be this, but basically on the ground this way, okay? Do keep your feet flared in that. Try your best not to collapse the hips down into the ground, but you're working to lift and activate. All right, a couple more breaths. You'll understand why we're doing this in a moment. Well, maybe you're like, I'm just gonna hang out like this at home now and see what happens. No, you don't have to do that. But you'll find a shift of energy as well. If your outer hips are not feeling this, then you're in great shape. That's totally fine. But I know my outer hips are like, oh, and that helps with knee problems. It helps with low back problems, all the things, right? It can. All right, gently come down to your seat. We'll get a little bit of core in before we move into our peak postures today. So this is our docked boat. Susan, we did it yesterday. I hope you liked it. We're doing it again. So feet down to the ground and hug your inner thighs towards one another. Now see if you can, actually, I'm gonna move the flesh from my sit bones so I'm nice and upright. Find a steeple grip with your hands and then roll to the front part of your sit bones. So you're kind of coming forward. Think cow pose with that press of the heart forward, little arch of the low spine. And then exhale, cat pose, lower back of the sit bones. And maybe you're on a little bit more of the pelvis and the sit bones. Find that place where you begin to shake because it's a good spot. Navel to spine, don't lose traction there, right? Make sure your core is doing the work and your feet are continuing to press down into the earth. Inhale, rise up to cat variation. Exhale, come back down to cow. Take your fingers over to the right, hold and squeeze, navel in, little pulse to the right. Open mouth exhales to release heat. Little movement. Your low core is still engaged. You're still pulling in. Yes, your obliques are working, but so is the low core and the TVA. For 4, 3, 2, 1, come back up to cow variation. Oh. Exhale, cat. Sometimes you got to make those noises. It just makes you feel better, yeah? Inhale, cow variation, roll up. Exhale, cat, navel to spine. Fingers over to the left and hold, squeeze. Give yourself a little check. Are we still engaged to the core? Murmur. There we go. Sound effects are my fave. Pulse left. Exhale, squeeze. For 4, 3, 2, 1. Come back to center and then up to cow. One more time, but faster. Not as long, okay? Roll back to your cat, hold, not this part, because this is gold right here. kind of like burpees, the gold standard of full body. I feel like this is one of the gold standards of low core. If you hear long enough, your low belly is like, oh, I'm doing it. What do you want? Take your fingers to the right. Exhale, exhale, pulse, pulse. For 2, center 1, center, roll up to cow, and exhale, come back down to the left. Exhale, exhale, gentle rotation, 2 and 1. Come back to center, hold. This is the last one we're doing here. Before we add on, you've got this. Low core up and in, and then lower all the way down to your back. Whoa, let it go. You're at home, you can make the noises, if you want. Horse lips, whatever you want. Raspberries, I don't mind. Just let it go. It helps energy release from the body, especially when we do an intense something or other. It's really helpful to find that release. Full body stretch here. We'll move into low boat diamond crunches. So your shoulders can absolutely stay down the entire time. If you have low back stuff, I fully recommend that. Reach your arms overhead. For this variation, I'm keeping my shoulders down for demoing. Exhale, toes touch, knees widen as you draw your legs up. Your hands, your arms, come to the inside of your knees. Inhale, open, extend, legs come together. Exhale, just your knees lift, your shoulders come to meet your elbows, that's it, come to meet your inner knees, all right? That's your movement. You can reduce range of motion. Your heels don't have to come down to the earth. You can find a nice diagonal. If you have a healthy low back, you can keep it down. Inhale, open. Exhale, lift your shoulders and try to get your knees to your triceps. Inhale, open. Exhale, knees to triceps. Tap your toes maybe. Inhale, open. Exhale, knees to triceps. Tap your toes. Hold. Squeeze your right inner knee to your right tricep. And maybe find butterfly mudra. Interlace your thumbs, right? And then extend your left leg long. Ooh, what are we doing? You'll see in a moment why. Lift your left leg and lower. Lift and lower. Option to keep it down. Option to keep it stable. Up to you here. We're working the low core on the left, well, we're working all of it. But we're really giving a challenge and a run for our money on this left side here. For 4, navel to spine, still strong here. 3, even here on the core, we're strong on the outside. 2, and 1, back to butterfly, shoulders up, if you're taking that variation. Inhale, open. Exhale, squeeze. Left tricep, left inner knee, and lengthen your right leg. Hold here. Option to lift and lower. Lift and lower. Exhale, inhale. Exhale, inhale. Last 2 and 1. Back to diamond. 1 more, just 1 more. Inhale, open. Oh, exhale, up and squeeze. Inhale, open and let it go. Oh. I did that one. Make the noise you need. Roll side to side. If we build up that energy, we build up that heat, we build up that steam, and that challenge. We need somewhere for it to go. So might be one of the easiest ways to do it. Okay, give it a shot. It helps me. Knees into your chest. Rock and roll side, or roll side to side first. And then rock and roll length of your spine. You need a seat. Let's talk about our peak pose today. So we have the option for 2 peak poses today. We've done a lot of opening for it. We're going to run through them fairly quickly before our cool down. So go ahead and take your left leg long, hug your right knee in, plant it to the ground. So you believe it or not, this is first layer. And this might be enough because our hips are like, our right hip might pinch a lot, and I'm like, oh, this is just not, this would be where you stay. And each layer we go through is level 1, or not level 1, let's just call them layers, right? And you're welcome to stop at any layer. You can try and then come back, that's totally fine. Just please be safe and sweet to yourself, okay? Hug your right knee in so your foot lifts. And then grab gently the knife edge of your right foot, take your right heel onto your left quad. Next part. Right here, all right? We've been in this variation so far in this class, and if this is somewhere you're still like, I just don't love it, it's not feeling right, just stay right here, squeeze heel in, okay? Your next option is to hinge forward, flat spine. Take the right foot into the left elbow ditch, and the right knee into the right elbow ditch, and then lift. Keep your right toes flared. Like you're swinging a little baby, your puppy, your kitty, your bird, whatever you've got. You're just kind of rocking it side to side. Nice and gentle. And this might be where you stay. This is wild enough sometimes, right? Your next layer is to grab again. Let's take it, the right hand with the right knife edge of foot. And we're going to pull it back like a telephone. And then kick it forward. We're going to pull it back like a telephone. Hello. And kick it forward. This might be where you stay. Like, I've never seen this. You can stay right here. This is huge. Your next option is going to be kind of similar to that lizard that we did, but we're going to take the right thumb to the right. I'm going to face this way so you can see it a little better. Right thumb to your right calf, and then right shoulder, maybe under the knee, or maybe the knee is just hugging onto the right shoulder, like that lizard, right? Kind of like those crunches we did. We have that hug and that squeeze. And then take your right elbow, kind of jam it back behind, not jam it, drive it back behind you, and your right hand comes right to your right by your right hip. And then hang out here. So the initial reaction is for the leg to go, whoop, to fall off. And that's because we're not squeezing the heel down and the inner thigh up onto the shoulder or close to the shoulder. So it's about that inner thigh and hamstring engagement. So find that squeeze. And then your next layer is to press away from the ground. Now you may find lift, you may not find lift, but we're working to push, okay? Eventually maybe the booty lifts and the heel stays down. Lift your pelvic floor, navel to spine, press away from the ground, engage your left leg like crazy, and maybe you move into your elephant trunk. And then come on down. Gently release your right leg, and then move it just ever so gently side to side. And then let's take a forward fold, legs out in front, bend your knees slightly, roll to the anterior part of your sit bones. Arms high, just a spine neutralizer for the low back, because when we get the knee back behind us and we're moving it, if you have an unstable SI joint sacral area, it can get a little uncomfortable if we don't correct it right after, okay? And then let's go into the other side. Left foot in, bend it, plant your foot close to your sit bone. And this right here, pardon me, is part of the posture. So it might hang out here. You see how it's kind of part of the posture? If we don't have that flexion of the hip, it's going to be kind of difficult to add on. So that's totally fine. This is part of it. Then grab the knife edge of your left foot, come into that seated figure 4. Right here is where you can stay. Grab. Take your left foot into your right elbow, left knee, left elbow, gentle squeeze side to side. And again, if this is the first time you've ever done this in your body, this might not be enough time, just our couple of swings. We've been opening throughout class, but if your hips are notoriously tight, it might take some time to get into these postures, and that's okay. Keep practicing. These postures aren't the end-all, be-all. Your yoga practice is more dependent on your breath than anything else, okay? So that's the gold right there, all right? So take your left foot in your left hand, left knife edge of foot, and then find that gentle pull back, ring, 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 banana phone, kick forward, pull back. So we're finding the stretch as we pull back. We're finding the strength as we kick forward. All right. Nice, Allie. There you go, Susan. Let's find that elephant trunk on this side. Thumb to your left calf. Push up like a backpack even. So it may not stay like a backpack, but I'd really like you to focus on the hug of the inner thigh in to the shoulder. Yeah, looks good. Looks good. So drive it up and then take your left arm straight out. Bend into the elbow 90 degrees and plant that hand right next to your hip. Squeeze the heel down, squeeze the inner thigh in, and maybe you push up into the ground, and maybe you lift the leg, elephant, and down. So it's also a gentle type twist. So Allie, I saw you. It looked good. So it's going to be that push back and up. And then if you can't get your shoulder under your knee, that's totally fine. Work on the strength of this inner thigh and this calf to hug and squeeze in, right? That hamstring curl of in. It might take a little time. That's kind of a weird one. All right. I think actually we're going to do 2 peak poses, but I think we're running out of time today. So next week, we'll combine elephant pose with our 8 angle pose, okay? So we'll take care of that next week. Let's go ahead and find our cool down. Our forward fold to neutralize. Bend your knees a lot, heels into the mat. Squeeze heels towards you. Again, find that lift of the heart. Arms high. Hinge forward with a flat spine. Maybe you grab your toes, no big deal. Maybe it's the shins. If you'd like to hinge forward a little more, you can, but remember, we're just working to neutralize this area right here rather than stretching through the hamstrings just yet. Navel to spine, shoulders over your hips, arms out, palms up. Gently come on down to your back. You're always welcome to roll onto your side and then come down. Find your legs up the wall, and this will be more of our hamstring option here. So before even reaching for the feet or the legs, flare your toes so much that your toes actually kind of curl towards you or like direct towards you. We might get a little calf stretch here. A little bit of bend to the knees and take your hands to your calves. Inhale, kick up. Exhale, kick forward and pull on your legs. If you want to reach for your toes, do make sure your shoulders stay down and your low back stays down. Inhale, kick up. You can straighten your legs as much as you like. Kick forward. And then the exhale, pull the legs back. No pulling at the knees or the sit bones. Make it about the belly of the muscle rather than about the attachments. Okay, the muscles need to stretch. The attachments certainly do not. Good. And then gently release knees into your chest, roll side to side. Take this into your happy baby. Flatten your feet to the sky. Maybe grab your toes, the outside edges of your feet, inside arches, ankles. There are so many options for so many poses. Do what feels good and that you can keep your low back, shoulders, and back of head down. Inhale, kick up. Exhale, gentle pull down. Hug your knees into your chest and roll side to side. We've done a lot of hip opening today, so we're just going to take it into our supine twist. If you'd like a figure 4 option for supine twist, you are more than welcome. Otherwise, standard supine twist, left leg long, hug your right knee up and around the rib cage, flare your toes. Exhale, gentle twist. Guide your right hand across your right knee across your body. Both shoulders stay down and gaze to your right hand. Let me inhale, flare your left toes, and then imagine yourself getting longer from your left heel through the crown of your head. Navel to spine, draw your knee back up. Left knee comes in to meet the right and give yourself a spine neutralizing squeeze here. Right leg extends long, flare your toes. Left knee this time up and around. Exhale, supine twist. Gentle roll onto the right hip. Guide the left knee across. Gaze to the left. Even challenging yourself to be mindful and present in this moment right here. When we've slowed down a bit, it's when the mind kind of tends to drift off. Draw it back in. Roll onto your left hip. Hug your right knee up and in. Roll side to side. Find stillness in this hug. Squeeze your knees in as much as you can. And then as you're ready, release into your surrender, your Shavasana. Let your legs come out wide. Your toes fall to the side, palms up. Close your eyes gently. Be soft with your jaw. I will let you know when it's time to go. Take your time here to let the breath become more natural and uneven. To let the swirling energy in you right now that you've shaken up to be released. And just stay present. You notice the mind begin to shift into another space. Gently invite it back. Friends, now begin to deepen your breath. Inhale a little more deeply than you have been the last couple moments. And exhale completely. Draw your navel to your spine and send all of the air out. Begin to tap the thumb to each finger individually, gently awakening through the hand. And begin to curl the toes ever so gently. Maybe wiggle them. In your next inhale, reach your arms overhead, palms to touch. Allow your rib cage to flare to the sky. And as you exhale, hug your inner thighs together, point your toes. Gently draw your knees towards your chest. Give yourself one more squeeze, one more hug here. And as you're ready, roll over to your favorite side for supported fetal position, using the arm as a pillow and your top hand to the earth. Take a moment to decide what it is that you will take off the mat with you. Maybe it's presence of mind, presence of breath. Maybe it's mindfulness in each moment. Or maybe it's something else completely different. So find that here and breathe into it deeply. And exhale. Press your top hand into the earth. Come to a seat. Eyes closed. Hands at heart center. Thank you so much for joining me today. Take this, whatever you decided to choose to take off your mat, take this out into the world as you go about your week. Namaste. Thank you so much, ladies. Thank you. I'm so sorry we didn't get to, happy Mother's Day, happy day of care if you're a caregiver, all the things.
Thank you for
I know Allie's got her pup. So.
Giving me yoga on Mother's Day. Oh, thank you for giving me yoga during the pandemic. Really, just all of the time. I don't know what I would have done without you.
Thank you for being willing to take it. Thank you for being willing. Yeah.
Oh my God, you have changed this whole experience for me through your yoga. So I can't even tell you.
Susan, I love you very much. Yeah. Now go enjoy your day with your son. Have so much fun.
Just nap. He's sleeping.
Oh.
Okay, I'll
go
get
take a TikTok and wake him up. So.
I'll text you the nail place. Look.
Thank you. Perfect.
All right, ladies. Happy Mother's Day. Love you, Joe.
You too, lady. Bye. Love you. Bye.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Allie. So good to see you. I hope you liked it.
I did. Thank you. And
enjoy the rest of your day. Oh.
Is your yoga pump on your YouTube channel too?
Yes. Yeah.
I haven't been on
so
there
I'll be uploading. Oh yeah, check it out. Let me know what you think. I'm very new at it, so it's kind of rough.
Of course, right?
But it'll get. I mean, maybe it'll get better. I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah.
Who knows? Yeah. But thank you so much, and let me know if you have questions. If there's something you want to see, if you want to do, or if you're like, hey, that doesn't really. I don't understand. Just let me know. Okay.
I will. Thank you. Happy Mother's Day.
Thank you. Happy Dog Mom Day, and enjoy the rest of your day.
You too. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.